Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back. As you can see, I am not at my garden. I want to introduce you to Jeb. Jeb is a botanist for the state of California, correct?
That's correct.
And you specialize in endangered species of wildflowers. Did I say that right?
You did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can you pronounce your last name for me?
It's Bjerke.
How do you spell it?
It's Bjerke. It's Norwegian for birch tree. So, how about that?
So you are a plantsman through and through. It's in your blood, I would say.
You're right.
So how long have you lived here at this property?
My wife and I moved here at the end of 2011.
Oh, okay. So it's been a while.
It has. Yeah.
Did it start off as a native garden or?
Not at all. Yeah,
Okay.
It started just lawn, kind of typical lawn with kind of landscaping plants around the edge, kind of halfway done.
Okay.
And I slowly proceeded to rip them all out,
Yeah.
and have my way with this yard and make it all natives, basically.
All natives. You're basically a plant nerd, right?
I am a plant
And
nerd.
he admitted to that before.
Guilty.
But you know what? I think that it's great. I think it's fabulous. You've taken your job and you've taken it here. Do you think your job really influences your home garden?
I think so. I mean, a bit. This is all, common plants here. A lot of the stuff I work is pretty rare and endangered. But there are a few rare things in here as well. So
Yeah.
I'll point those out as well.
So tell me a little bit more about what you do for your job, protecting the endangered species. Are there a lot of endangered species in California?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of endangered species in California. California is a botanical diversity hotspot globally.
Right. Yeah.
Mediterranean climates like ours tend to be, and so California has about 6,500 different kinds of native plants,
wow.
roughly speaking, and maybe about a third of those are kind of rare or endemic to California, only grow in California.
Really?
So we have a ton of botanical diversity, a ton of cool plants in
Yeah.
California.
And you're protecting them.
Trying.
Can you, I know this was a couple years ago, but can you tell the story of the lupin, Lassic lupin?
Lassic lupin. Yeah, that was a plant that got petitioned to be listed as endangered under the California Endangered Species Act. There's basically two populations in the world. It only grows on the top of a couple of remote mountain range, a small little mountain range called the Lassics in Northern California.
Okay. Is that by Mount Lassen or?
No, it sounds like it would be.
Yeah.
It sounds like a misspelling of Lassen.
It
but
does.
But it's
I
not.
don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never heard of Lassics.
Yeah, it's not a commonplace, it's not a tourist destination.
Okay.
But yeah, and so there are these beautiful little flowers that grow on the top of this one mountain. They're impacted by climate change and actually squirrels eating all of the little seeds. There's not many of them left. So people were actually, it was so endangered that researchers were going up and putting wire mesh cages over individual plants.
Researchers. I saw pictures of you doing that.
Yeah, I was. I'm not, other people are doing way more work on that than me.
But it's still cool. It's an interesting job to have, and thank you for protecting our wildlife here, but it's so interesting to think about how many plants that I've never seen that are at risk of going away, and we need people like you to protect them. So very cool.
Thank you.
All right, so we are in your backyard right now. Your backyard is what, the full sun spot in your garden?
I would say so. Yeah, this is on the north side of the house, but just because it's kind of far away, it does get pretty sunny back here.
As opposed to your front yard, that you have this beautiful tree in the front yard, so it's a little bit shadier, right?
Yeah, much shadier.
Okay,
yeah.
so we'll start back here, and then can we go in the front yard too?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. Okay, Jeb, this garden is stunning. I don't you walk back here and it's just color just hitting you in the face, not to mention your beautiful mural. Let's talk about that first, because I know everybody's going to be thinking, what is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's inspired from a Navajo trade blanket that was, just really, I found very beautiful.
Yeah, and you painted that?
Yeah, it was just kind of took the patterns, they're not my patterns, but I'm just trying to honor them. And, I wanted to put it on my wall here. This wall is just for me. It's just for my backyard. Basically, I'm the only one who sees it, but I love seeing the colors every day.
It's so cool. And it blends with your garden perfectly. It's just a mix of colors and then colors. And I have to say, did you plan the poppies and the orange? Because That's perfect.
Yeah, like things just come together.
You got style, Jeb. You got style.
Oh, thank you. You're making me blush. Okay.
All right. Well, take us through this beautiful garden. So before you were saying that it was just grass, right?
Yeah, just totally grass. And, I kind of started with pulling out the lawn in one corner and throwing out some native wildflower seeds, poppies and clarkias and gilias. And they kind of went nuts. I mean, the good thing about annual plant seeds is you get a bare patch of ground, you get you get the seeds and you throw them down in fall, before the rains come.
Yeah.
And they will reliably give you a show.
Really?
You just have to wait.
So you just throw them in the fall, or
Yeah.
do you sow them inside, or?
I kind of just mix. I'll get a bowl and put the seed and put dirt in the bowl and mix the seeds around, and then just kind of throw the dirt around, and then maybe rake it a little bit.
Yeah.
But you want the seeds to be close to the surface.
Right.
You're not trying to bury them.
Right.
And just through the rain that happens every year in California in the wintertime, they will grow.
Wow, this is incredible. I have to ask you about this one right in front, though. This one is so pretty. It's stunning. What is it?
So this is called bird's eye Gilia tricolor. I apologize, I'm going to use scientific names all the time.
No, I appreciate it.
And I have the right to pick my own flowers. And this is in the Polemoniaceae, the Gilia family, which is cool. That family is so cool because it's got blue pollen on the end of the things. Like this is kind of like light blue pollen.
Okay.
It's kind of tough to
Yeah, I can see it. I got it. Yeah.
And a lot of like
blue pollen?
Yeah, a lot of Polemoniaceae plants do. I think I have this other Gilia out here that I think it's just got boring yellow pollen though.
Oh, yeah. But how cool. I had no idea there was even such thing as blue pollen.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So so these are gorgeous. Now, do you let things go to seed and let it spread itself?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm trying to just kind of maintain a system, a system contained here where these, all of the annuals out here self-seed.
Interesting.
And so I let them dry out. I let them drop the seed in the fall.
Yeah.
And in the summer, and they come back. And I kind of collect seed too. If I really want to make sure one particular kind of plant does well, I will collect the seed and put it in a paper envelope and then either put it on the ground or put it in little pots or something.
Strategically place it. Yeah.
Totally.
So do you ever have thugs in this garden?
Thugs, meaning like...
meaning plants that are taking over.
Yes. I mean, these Clarkias here, I mean, they're gorgeous. This is Clarkia unguiculata.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm saying that correctly.
Hey, you know what? We all say things wrong. That's beautiful. That's a thug?
That is a thug. It's taken over. I'm kind of, I'm actively, I weed this out to try to like tamp it down in the fall because I can really like, when the seeds germinate in, like November or, depending on when the rains come, December, I can identify the different plants just by the seedlings, so I'll like pull out the seedlings I don't want.
Are you a plant nerd?
Yes, I'm a plant nerd. You got me.
It's okay. We all are. We all are. Tell me about these beautiful purple ones back here. Let me get a little closer.
So this is called woolly blue curls,
Okay.
Trichostemma lanatum. That's in the mint family.
Oh.
And I saw this for the first time out in Pinnacles, like growing as a shrub.
So Pinnacles is a national park here in California.
Right. Yeah, kind of in central California. And like, it's got these like awesome like mint flowers.
Oh, they're gorgeous. And it smells good too.
Yeah, the foliage kind of has this like kind of piney sort of chaparral-y sort of smell.
Wow.
I mean, I love it. And really, this is on a little mound. You can't see it because it's buried by
foliage.
Wildflowers.
Right, which is what you want.
Yeah, there's kind of this rocky garden. But anyway, it needs great drainage and it needs like basically no summer irrigation. Like you can't water it in the summertime.
Okay.
Because like a lot of native plants, you want to do, for them to be the happiest, you want them to experience what California would throw at them, which is like oftentimes a long, dry, hot summer.
Yeah.
But then mild, wet, winter.
Yeah.
And they do great.
Yeah. Do you have irrigation here?
No irrigation. This is all just kind of rainfall. Does this.
Do you hand water?
Not really. I mean, when you plant something, you really need to kind of like, help it out, particularly if it's a perennial.
Yeah. Yeah.
but the annuals, this all annual growth is just all, does it on its own.
So this, I mean, well, I don't want to, I know how much work it is, and especially to edit things out and all that kind of stuff. But do you find this is easier gardening, that you don't have to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty lazy too. I've put so much work in here, but also at any time of year I can leave. I don't have any responsibilities to mow or to water or to weed or to do anything. I can just let it go.
This is so cool. So if I, like, say you were to do nothing the rest of the year to this, right? Next year, would it look pretty much the same?
Yeah, it would look exactly the same, basically.
Wow, is that not the coolest thing? Like, you've just set up your garden to just thrive. It's incredible, just by plant selection, basically.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of poppies here.
Poppies do great.
Poppies are beautiful.
And you gotta love the ballistic seed dispersal too. Are you familiar with that? That's why they're called poppies, because
what?
Yeah, it's
why do I not know this?
It's two. So this is the fruit of poppy, right? And there's kind of like a seam right here. And when it dries out, it turns straw colored, and everything I think is still too green.
Yeah.
But then it will split apart, and then violently, and you can see this is all the green poppy seeds that are like
oh my gosh, there's so many.
Yeah, so they turn black, and then like in the summer you will hear them snap, like a little snap.
What?
And the seeds go flying. I mean, they will disperse, I don't know, a long way, just from snapping open.
So it's so funny because golden poppies are the California state flower, right? And I don't think I've ever known that, what you said about the seed, just like, that's so interesting. That's so, like, it's so cool to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's a few here that do that. Like a lot of native plants, they have little strategies to disperse their seeds around.
What's the seed, or is it a weed where it's like a corkscrew and it screws itself into the ground?
That is a weed. Yeah, that's called a storksbill or rhodium.
Okay.
And that is cool. Yeah, it drills itself into the ground.
I think that's like the seed. Well, is it the seed or the seed?
It is the seed.
pod?
Yeah, it's like a stalk that comes off of the seed.
Yeah, and it literally forms a corkscrew, and it screws itself into the ground to seed itself.
Right.
Which is just insane, right? You hear about these things, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, nature's nuts.
Nuts, very nuts. Oh, this is the Clarkia. I'm surprised that's a thug, but I love it. It's beautiful. What is this one right here?
So that's called Tritolea laxa.
Okay.
It's a geophyte, meaning that it's a perennial, but it dies above ground and lives below ground during the hot summer.
Okay.
It's like, California summers are harsh, so plants can have lots of strategies to cope, such as being an annual. If you're a seed, summer's easy.
Right. You just sit there.
And if you live underground, summer's easy too.
Got it. Interesting. So all these plants have really adapted to our climate. Now, are most of your natives like local natives to Northern California, or do you have like some coastal plants?
There is a
desert?
mix. Yeah, like this is Salvia clevelandii. This is like another mint family thing. It smells gorgeous.
Beautiful.
If you smell the foliage, like check out that tomentosa indamentum on the blade of that leaf.
Excuse me, what did you say?
It's a fuzzy leaf.
Again, you have coastal plants. You have desert plants. Are these cacti over here desert part of natives, or are they?
No, so like everything in the backyard is native to somewhere in California, except for in that planter box. That's my get out of jail free card. So I just have a few succulents.
Yeah, because it's pretty and it matches with your
mural,
your design, your design scheme. So tell me about this.
So this is a common manzanita.
Oh yeah.
Archistophilus manzanita.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like, got these rough leaves. I think Native Americans used to clean their teeth with these because they're kind of rough. Yeah, you can kind of like, you can do something like that.
Okay.
You'll edit that out.
No, I won't. So is this the manzanita that has the beautiful wood? The bark?
Yeah, it's really, I mean, like if we crawled back there, we could see the peely bark on it. It's got this cool reddish bark. It's kind of cool to the touch.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah, manzanita actually means little apple in Spanish because the little fruits look like little apples, reminiscent of little apples.
So I see a bunch of trees here. We have this redbud over here. What kind of redbud is that?
So that's Western redbud.
So that's the native redbud to California?
It is. Yeah.
Did you plant that?
I did. I planted that one, and then I have one over here, and then there's another one kind of in that raised bed. So like, they'll all grow and hopefully kind of put a show on maybe in March. They're really gorgeous with the magenta flowers in March.
So do you pay attention to bloom times with the plants that you choose here?
No, I'm just kind of into diversity, really.
Yeah.
Like I see something I don't have that I think might be colorful, and then I try to get it in.
What is this one? Fuchsia?
Yeah, that's like penstemon. Don't make me pronounce this one. Let's see,
right.
synthran.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one.
Xanthopholis.
Yes, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a really cool
It's
kind of penstemon.
really, really pretty. Oh my goodness. And I see more penstemon back there. Man, this is interesting. It's so cool. Can you tell me about these grasses over here?
Sure, yeah. This is, I've kind of tried to limit the grasses to this corner, and
Okay.
You mentioned thugs earlier.
Oh, yeah.
This purple needle grass, that's what this is. It's a bit of a thug. I think, it can definitely take over. And this is actually California's official state grass.
Nice. Love it. You got to plant some poppies in there.
I do, yeah.
Right?
So yeah, these plants just do really well in the climate, and they kind of have these cool like flowing.
Yeah, I'm sure it blows in the
inflorescences.
wind.
Yeah, totally.
You have done such a good job. And I do have to say, we're out here, we've been walking around, there's pollinators everywhere. Everywhere. They're just flittering all around. It's incredible. So do you plant specifically with pollinators in mind ever? Or is it just purely the natives?
I think, like if you plant native flowers, the pollinators will come.
Yeah.
I feel like, so I kind of, I'm thinking ecologically out
Yeah.
here. I'm trying to maintain a system. And yeah, it does get just totally overrun with, butterflies and bumblebees and hummingbirds. They go nuts.
Incredible. I bet they know your house. Can we see the front yard?
You sure can.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so we are in Jeb's front yard now. Jeb, this is so different, but it's beautiful. This is like the shade version of a native garden, right?
That's right, yeah.
So first of all, let me point out the native plant garden tour. How many times have you been on the tour? Is
This will be my third time on the tour.
Wow. And this is just a tour that's been put on by the CNPS, California Native Plant Society.
Right. Yeah, they do this tour they try to do it every spring to just kind of showcase what can be done with native plants and hopefully inspire people to plant native. So
Good.
plant native.
If you come on this plant tour, if somebody had questions for you, you'd be open to answering questions?
Of course, yeah.
Awesome.
I'll be on duty from 9:30 to 4.
Nice,
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so we've got this massive tree up here. What kind of tree is this?
I don't know the species. It's an eastern United States red oak of some sort.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it came with the house, and
You didn't plant this?
I did not plant. I'm not that old. Yeah.
It's gorgeous, but it does give you more shade up here. So what are the difficulties that you find with the shade?
Well, everything grows very slowly.
Right.
It turns out plants need sun.
Really?
Light.
Interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, everything just has grown a lot more slowly.
Yeah. Yeah. So is everything in the front yard native, or do you have
Not
other
everything. There's a couple holdouts here. I have a Spiraxis tricolor, which is like a South African bulb. It's like almost all bloomed out, but there's like these guys. You may have seen those.
Oh,
around.
yeah.
So that's kind of.
Oh, I like how you wrote exotic.
I know. Disclaimer.
It's exotic.
I don't want the native plant people to, say like, oh, not native. And then
Just real quick, tell me about this sign. Is this, you just get this from the CNPS? Or?
Yeah. Available at your local chapter of CNPS.
Great.
Or online.
I love it. Okay, I see strawberry.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Native California strawberry. They're delicious. And then, this is the other non-native right here. Yeah. Cilia peruviana. I think that's from the Mediterranean area.
What made you decide to plant that one?
I didn't plant it. It was in the lawn. Like this was all lawn up here.
Yeah.
And this one was in the lawn, and the Spiraxis tricolor was in the lawn, and I just like let them grow so I could see what they were.
Yeah.
And they were kind of cool, so I kept them. It's I
think that's the right call. I definitely think that's the right call. Very cool. So I see the one that back over here, it's kind of like spreading everywhere. Like this one, and then over here, this vining one. What is that?
So the vining one here, this is called Aristolochia californica, or Dutchman's pipe.
Oh.
This one also has a tomendos indamentum on its leaves here.
AKA
fuzzy leaves.
Fuzzy leaves.
I feel that, yeah.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that's really neat. Does this one, is it normally on the ground or does it climb up things?
It'll climb up things. I'm trying to get it to climb up the tree there.
Yeah.
It's got really amazing flowers, but unfortunately it's not blooming right now.
Not this time of year. And then these are more of the, I can't remember these names,
That's called blue-eyed grass, not to be confused with bird's eye gilia, which
oh my goodness, that's what I was thinking.
So this is an iris family, actually. This is like a close relative of irises.
How interesting. Yes, that is the one I was thinking of. I was getting them confused and it was right next to it. But how interesting. I mean, do you think of the front yard as kind of like your trial, like your difficult spot that you have to figure out, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, the backyard, you just throw your seeds back. You got to actually think about, which sometimes is more fun because it makes you have to think about it a little bit.
Agreed.
Well, this is beautiful. What's this little ground cover right here?
This is called Clinopodium douglasii, or Yerba Buena. This is another mint family guy. Here, this one's got flowers here, but give that a smell once you've taken a look at it.
There's that. Oh, that smells incredible. It's like a super strong mint, like a crisp mint is how I would say. Oh, that's beautiful. God, I can imagine like laying on that and right.
I know. It's nice. It's nice when you kind of like step on it a little bit and then you get
oh my goodness, this is beautiful. So what are your plans for the future of your garden? Is it going to stay just like this, or are you going to do anything else to it, do you think?
The backyard, just slowly put in new annual plant diversity as much as I can, kind of pick winners and losers. And that's it. I mean, I'm kind of like done.
Are you done?
And actually, there's the neighborhood just recently planted a new native plant garden in a park just around the corner over here. So
neat.
if you want to go check that out, we could go look at it.
Yeah.
But it's like starting from zero. It was just planted about a month ago.
How far away is it?
Like a block.
Do you want to go walk?
Yeah.
Let's go do it.
That garden just newly installed.
Newly installed. Oh, this is cool. So what's the name of this park?
It's called Cervantes Park.
Okay. How cute!
And they got
oh my gosh, this is amazing. So they've flagged everything so nobody thinks it's weeds.
Right, yeah.
Smart. Oh, how neat.
Yeah, so, just a bunch of, natives here. We got our western redbud.
It's beautiful. So you can see the blooms are still a little bit on this one. Isn't that gorgeous? It's beautiful. I see is this monkey flower, right?
It is, yeah, sticky monkey flower.
Sticky monkey flower here. Man, this is going to be beautiful when it all grows in.
Yeah.
And then they're not going to have to worry about doing much with it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we're counting on it sort of being neglected a bit.
Yes. You can pretty much plan on it. There's your plant.
Yeah, totally. I grew these ones, little bird's eye gilia, and check that out. There's a white morph right down here. That's unusual.
Isn't that funny? You should tag that and get the seeds from that.
Yeah, I know. And then you get the white morphs.
Then you can name it Jeb.
Yeah, the Jeb selection.
Another sage?
Yeah, white sage.
White sage.
Just like the shirt says, Sage Against the Machine.
Oh, turn around, show us your shirt. I need that shirt. That's an awesome shirt.
Yeah, it's like a band in Southern California, like a punk rock band.
Is it actually a band?
Yeah, it's a punk rock band, yeah.
What? I thought it was just a play on words, but that's amazing. And so then we've got the penstemon. Do you know?
That's Heterophila, I think. Penstemon heterophila, the foothill penstemon.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah, so, give it time, and then, this will be spectacular.
I'll have to come back. Well, Jeb, I just want to say a huge thank you for showing us your garden. Your front yard is gorgeous. Your backyard is stunning. You should be so proud of yourself to be able to do something like that.
Well, thank you so much, Janey. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and let me show you around all my native plant nerdy stuff.
So I have a quick question.
Sure.
If somebody wanted to get started in native gardening, what's the first thing they should do?
Well, I would say hardscape really is the thing, but that's kind of
So what do you mean by hardscape?
I mean, like, plan all the pathways and walkways first. And then think about the plants last, which is it's like saving the fun stuff till the end.
Boring.
I know.
That's
I hate that answer. Never mind. Okay, plant in fall and plant in fall.
Okay, plant in fall.
And then use annual wildflowers, native wildflowers, because they're fun, they're cheap thrills.
They're
you know, just throw it down, no fuss.
Yeah. All right. Plant in fall and then use annual wildflowers. Good advice, Jeff. And I guess focus on your hardscape.
Yeah, boring. Sorry.
All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.